Hey, it's Rich back with you for another video. We're doing a little bit different today. We've got two popular GA airplanes, a piston twin and a piston single. This is a 1975 Seneca II with the turbocharged IO360 Continentals on them. And that's a 1994 M20J Mooney with a IO360 in it, Lycoming. Very popular GA airplanes. Both these airplanes have been upgraded with some nice Garmin avionics. We're going to take you along for the ride.
Clear!
Stationary 652 Juliet, hold short 26 left, number 3. 652, let me start, stand by. Number 08 Alpha, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff, straight out approved. Clear for takeoff, 26 left, straight out, 08 Alpha. Number 52 Juliet, traffic 1 mile final, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff, same intention. 26 left, clear for takeoff, straight out, specify rules. Roger.
Okay,
Number 3 Delta Golf,
we're in this Mooney M20J, 1994,
Number 7 Victor Bravo, extend.
climbing off of Long Beach for special flight rules, going over to Van Nuys for a quick meeting. And Mooney's been around for a long time. A couple of brothers started the company, I think initially in the late 20s. Didn't get very far with the Depression, maybe post-World War II. With the Mooney Might, which is a really cool airplane, a single seat, little fighter. There's not many of them around, but I've always liked the Mooney Might. And then the company, the brothers I think left, the company got purchased and evolved into the 4-seat M20J, which is this airplane, and then the bigger airframes with the 6-cylinder engines in them. You know, Mooney's got a lot of speed records. I think they have, to this day, the fastest single engine piston aircraft with the Acclaim, something like 230 plus knots at maybe 20,000 feet, turbocharged IO550. Really fast airplanes, fast and efficient. This airplane, you know, it's the 200 horsepower Lycoming IO360 and 150 knots on, you know, 8-9 gallons an hour. So really efficient, solid airplanes. They always have been. And been pretty popular over the years. You know, Mooney's been in and out of bankruptcy, but they've always done a good job, I think, supporting their airplanes, the fleet, even through the financial difficulties that they've had. So, kind of a cool company. And I think, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Mooney started in Wichita, Kansas, along with Beech and Cessna, Learjet. Boeing has history there. So, anyway, let's talk a little bit about this airplane. Again, it's a 94 M20J. It's got a little over 1,300 hours on it. Total time, airframe and engine. These IO360s, 2,000 hour TBO, and they almost always make their TBO a really solid engine. And this is original paint interior, which always, I think, is a good thing because you know, it shows you an airplane that's, you know, 20, what would this be, like 28 years old. If it's still in the shape it's in, you know, it had to be well cared for throughout its life. And it's in great shape. Yeah, it's a little dated, but it's in great shape. And then the current owner of the airplane's upgraded to a couple of G5 HSI and attitude indicator and an HSI. A 275, that's kind of a multifunction unit. And then he's got a Garmin, I think that's a 355 GPS, I could be wrong. comm radio and a Stratus ADSP in and out that will Bluetooth to your phone so you can get traffic and ADSB weather on your phone. Then a JPI 830 engine monitor with that's a PS Engineering PMA 7000 audio panel, which is really cool. And this little GPS is nice. Got a moving map. Got really all the features of like a 650, except I don't think it has any nav equipment. So we're going to do special flight rules over to Van Nuys, climbing out of 4,000 now. So that's a pretty nice climb off of Long Beach to get up to 4,500 here. And I flew this airplane from Fresno and flew it from Long Beach to Fresno with the owner. A good friend of mine, known him for a long time. And we did about 150 knots true airspeed and about 9 gallons an hour on our flight. And then the same thing on the way back. So very efficient. You know, if you look at an airplane like a Skylane, got a lot of benefits. Skylane does too. But if you're looking for fast, efficient airplane, you know, Skylane almost burns almost twice that fuel, and probably not quite. You know, you're probably 10 knots short of the speed. And it's pretty roomy in here. It's not, I mean, it's a tight cabin, but it's, you know, it's pretty nice. Not a bad way to get around. I didn't mention this airplane has an STEC-30 autopilot on it as well. And I'm just going to hand fly it over here. But I use the autopilot. We used it on the trips from Fresno back and to Fresno, and it did really well. So I'm just going to bring it back to about 23 inches here, 2,300 RPM. Lean it out to somewhere in there. And again, stable, you know, I'm not on autopilot, still accelerating. Close these cow flaps up. And it's just I've always been impressed with how stable Moonies are. Great instrument airplane, and to emphasize the efficiency, to be able to get this kind of speed on 9 gallons an hour is pretty darn nice. Like if you need to travel around California or regionally and you're only, you know, by yourself, one other person, it's tough to beat the efficiency of a Mooney. And we've had several of them over the years that we've owned a few trade-ins, and we're actually getting another M20J, actually 2 more M20Js that are going to be coming up for sale from us. So stay tuned for those. Again, 1350 around there, maybe a little less. Total time airframe and engine. Nice upgrades on the avionics. Everything works really squawk-free from my perspective. And I think we're asking $195,000 for this one. You know, we're going to compare this on this same video with the Seneca II from 1975 with some upgrades similar, and you'll have a good perspective on speed. That's a turbo. Speed, efficiency, and the benefits of a, you know, bigger cabin, 6 seats of a piston twin. So we're already over LAX. We're indicating about 140 knots here, and probably in the neighborhood of 145 true at this low altitude. We're going to make our descent now into Van Nuys. Special flight rules: the Mooney is descending out of 4,500 over Bologna Creek for Van Nuys. Did you overtake us, Ryan?
Yep, overtake you.
Yeah, the power pulled way back. Oh shoot, I forgot to put the gear up too, so yeah, we were definitely slower.
Excuses.
One thing I forgot to mention on this Mooney is speed brakes, which is a very nice feature because these are slippery airplanes, but it's really nice to have speed brakes. This one's got them installed.
Starting runway 16, left and right.
Spark 0257.
Light traffic 16 right, 0257, 1 Tango Lima.
Okay, gears down. There. Switch this tank.
Juliet, turn left at the river, runway 26 left, you're clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff 26 left, then left turn at the river. 7 Romeo Juliet.
Long Beach Tower, Cessna 934 for Foxtrot, holding short 26 left, requesting left close traffic.
Number 934 for Foxtrot, I'm sure it's coming. Number 6, Charlie Bravo, Extender down.
Extending that one, 6 Charlie Bravo.
Long Beach Tower, Cherokee 4390 short, Sierra, holding short 26 left for southbound departure sequence.
November 44 Foxtrot, make left close traffic, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff.
6 left cleared for takeoff, 934 for Foxtrot.
On Cherokee 4290, I'm sure, stand by, and what's your request?
Southbound departure 4990.
Roger.
Long Beach Tower, Cessna 6295 Delta, holding short runway 26 left, request left turn to the river.
Number 6295 Delta, I'm sure, stand by.
All right, now we're in the Seneca II.
November 44 Foxtrot.
1975 Seneca II.
4 for Foxtrot.
These Senecas evolved out of the Cherokee 6
Go ahead.
back in the late 60s. And they originally, I think, equipped the Cherokee 6 with 2 engines, and they left the single engine on the front. So those were flying around as a tri-motor for a while. They dumped that for the configuration with 2 engines. And they originally started off with 180 horsepower engines, and they've migrated up over the years, I think, to 220. Still in production, the Seneca 5 as a Seneca 5. Counter-rotating propellers. It's basically Cherokee 6 club seating, which I think was optional when the Seneca 2s came out in 1985 or 1975. They had a option for that, but most of them now, I think, have club seating. And I don't even know if you could get straightforward seating in Seneca 5s. I think in 75 when they went to the Seneca 2, they opted for the turbocharged Continental engine over the Lycoming. So this has the counter-rotating TSIO 360 turbocharged engines, which pays some dividends in this airplane up high. And, you know, I don't have a ton of Seneca time, but it's the ones I've flown over the years are very, like a lot of certified airplanes. They're stable, solid feeling airplanes, and fast if you get them up high. We'll take this up a little bit. Maybe we'll go up to like 6,500 feet and see what kind of speed we get out of it. But this airplane has been heavily upgraded with avionics. A couple of G5s, a couple of, 4 G5s, HSI attitude indicator on the pilot and co-pilot side, then 275 with engine instruments, dual these nice ADSB, or USB ports, which is really nice clock timer. He's got them on both sides. We got a 750 Garmin upgraded audio panel, a S-Tech 55 autopilot, 430 WAS, and a 345 transponder. So really, you know, pretty well equipped. It's also got an altitude alerter, pre-selector for the S-Tech 55X. Just a really well equipped, very nice panel. Whoever did the panel did a great job. Panel upgrade with the avionics. Nice glare shield. It's a good airplane. Paint is fresh on this airplane. So we're going to take this airplane up to 6,500 feet and just kind of see what kind of performance and fuel burns we get out of it. All right, so we're getting ready to level out. We're going to see if this autopilot, we're going right into the sun, so let's turn a little bit. We're going to see if this autopilot levels off at 6,500 feet. The S-Tech 55X should do that just fine. Looks like there it is. And again, the way these are set up, I don't get too big of a hurry to correct them. Like right now, it's going down. But instead of turning it off and trying to redo it, I'm just going to let the autopilot figure itself out, and hopefully it'll go back to, it went into altitude hold, which is good, based on the, it's a little low, go to vertical speed and go up a little bit. So maybe needs an adjustment. There was just a little bit of early level out there, but I'm manually climbing up to, the altitude hold went in, captured, but I'm manually climbing it up to 65, and then I'm going to hit altitude hold. Here's altitude hold. We're going to close these cow flaps. And we're going to bring the power back to 30 inches. And 2,400 RPM, 2,400 RPM. Although on a twin it should be RPMs. What do you think, Matteo?
I like RPMs. That's how I.
On a twin, I think it's RPMs because you have 2 RPM.
I like
on a
that.
single, it's RPM.
Let's coin that.
Yeah. Okay. From now on, I'll try to remember that. All right. Let's focus in here on the engine instruments and kind of take a look at what we got. Down here, pretty low, 6,500 feet. Pretty well trimmed out. We got basically 30 inches. Let me just bring this left engine up just a touch. 30 inches at 2,400 RPMs. RPMs in the twin. Okay, we got the cow flaps closed, and the true airspeed is 145 knots. Now let's just take some fuel out of here. Fuel flow is going to come back to, let's just do a conservative 1550. So that's about 20 gallons an hour, it looks like. Close to 150 knots true on 20 gallons an hour, 10 gallons a side. Now, if you went up to 15,000 feet, you're probably going to get 160 knots true airspeed out of this airplane. We'll look at the book and check in on those numbers, but it's pretty nice, you know, pretty solid feeling airplane. This autopilot's working really well. It's holding us right in there at 6,500 feet. Got it all closed up. It's flying straight. It's nice. I like it. I'm going to hand fly it a little bit just to see how it is. There goes the autopilot. Look at that. I turned the autopilot off and it just hangs right in there. Very smooth, stable machine. This is nice. I like it. And if you need 6 seats and you want twin redundancy, you know, there aren't a lot. A Baron obviously is one. Baron's going to be a little faster, but it's going to pay a lot more money for a Baron. And Senecas are still in production, so you got a wide range of Senecas. I was looking at Piper's website, and they're saying 200 knots out of the Seneca 5, which I think it has 20 more horsepower aside than this airplane. We'll put a note on the screen here about the useful load of this airplane because I didn't look at that before I left. And this one's configured again with the straightforward seats, but I think people, there is an STC to convert this to club, so most people would probably end up doing that. So we're going to take this back to Long Beach. We'll do an ILS and a 30 and see how this S-Tech does with this particular setup. So we're going to load the, first we're going to go direct to Long Beach. Then we're going to go activate that. Then we're going to go to our procedure key. We're going to select an approach. We're going to go to the ILS 30. We're going to do it via vectors. And we're going to load and activate. Okay. So that automatically put it up over here. But I think what we're going to have to do with this system manually is we're going to have to change the CDI to the green needle here. There we go. And we're going to need to come a little bit more to the right for this. And now he's got this set up so it automatically puts the approach plate up, which is kind of nice. Pretty nice setup. And then we're going to dial in, I think SoCal's going to be 2465 here. Get tower and standby. Turn that up a little bit. SoCal Seneca 337 Romeo Juliet. 02533002. We're just north of Catalina requesting a ILS into Long Beach.
Publish hold at tailbeat for VOR 30 approach into Long Beach. Cabo 605.
Let's see, we got to turn that on too. So this LHS is a It's an altitude. It's not a radar altimeter, but it behaves like a radar altimeter. So it calls out your feet. So you hear that when we're coming in for landing. 7 Romeo and Juliet's going to descend for 1,600.
906 vehicle.
Okay, vertical speed.
5,500 discussion.
Let's go down at 500 feet a minute. Let's come back now to
28,
22 inches.
Send via the OC2. We have information goal. Number 7 Romeo Juliet, turn right, heading 200, thanks for traffic.
Right turn to 200, 7 Romeo Juliet.
Southwest 3220, manual alt maintain 2,300, 2,300. Number 7 Romeo Juliet, turn right, heading 330.
Right turn to 330, 7 Romeo Juliet.
Southwest 3220, contact Mooney Tower 11.4. 19.4. Seneca 7 Romeo Juliet, 5 miles from Gunny, heading 330, maintain VFR, approach push approved, no service provided.
330 to join the practice approach, 7 Romeo Juliet. Let's do this. Let's do procedure. Let's do the nav30.
Captain 0 to Lima, let me show you.
Yeah, 0 to Lima is when you were turning back eastbound away from the airspace. We're just having
approach. And you see now it's going to turn on it. Long Beach 337 Romeo Juliet's with you for 30 full stop.
Alright, 327 Romeo Juliet, I'm going to show runway 30, to land.
Clear to land 307 Romeo Juliet. So this is kind of a hunting thing that some of these do until it gets fully locked on. There we go. Now it's locked on, and then we have the glide path. So here I'm going to do 1 notch of flaps.
Captain 0 to Lima.
We're 2 miles from
125.35 for further advisories.
Gunny. Gears coming down. Gears down, I got 3 green lights. Now it should follow the glide slope.
Number 7 Romeo Juliet, traffic 12 o'clock in a mile eastbound to Cessna 1000, additional traffic departing 30 now, Boeing 737, caution return on slowest speed please.
Okay, we're slowed up, we got both traffic in sight, 7 Romeo Juliet.
Thank you. Number 817 Lima, Lima Sheriff, taking position.
S turn a little bit here.
Number 7 Lima, start a descent now.
See the jet they're putting out in front of us?
Make left down 126 left.
Yeah.
descent, make that traffic economic system.
I don't really want to go much slower than this.
November 0 Hotel, base brewer, make 26 left, clear line.
Mixture, props, gears down.
One 70 50 20 10 5 2 2 2 2 2
Seneca 7 Romeo Jet, where do you park?
OCR Aviation, 7 Romeo Jet.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed those flights and two very popular GA airplanes, the 1994 M20J Mooney and the 1975 Piper Seneca II. They're both great airplanes. They have a lot of utility, and at the price point these airplanes are in, a lot of bang for the buck in terms of what you need, what you get for the money. So again, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.